welcome back. This is the test server SiSi, and I thought it might be a good idea to take a look at some of the changes coming in the new expansion. One of the large changes coming to in the expansion is changes to ice mining. And I thought it might be a good idea to take a look at that. Now, I'm not real big on ice mining. It is a very slow, tedious process, and this is the area with ice mining that you tend to see miners go AFK simply because it takes so long for one cycle to go through. To me, ice mining is very tedious, very boring, but it's necessary. One of the, I think it was CCP Soundwave said that ice should be the glue of Eve. So I think that they're going to slowly ramp up to ice having, I'm opening up the Pepsi here, much more importance than it does now. And I think that this change might be a precursor to that. So, what are the changes? Well, as it stands right now, if you've never mined ice, the ice belts are static. You go there, and there's blocks of ice, there's infinite amounts, and you can suck on those rocks all day long if you want to. Literally, you could stay on the same block if you didn't have to go back and forth to the station to empty out your ore hold. You could literally stay on the same block from when the moment after downtime until the next downtime. You would not, if you had an infinite ore hold, you could just stay there all day. Unlike when you mine, oh, wait a minute. Wow. Okay, did you notice that they decreased that? Holy crap, did I go through there fast? Okay. Unlike the other asteroids, they deplete as you suck on the asteroids. So, one of the changes in Odyssey is that these ice belts are going to deplete. The blocks are going to deplete, and then they're going to respawn every 4 hours, I believe. And they're going to be, you have to scan them down. So what I want to know, we're about to jump into an ice belt, and we're going to, scan this down and see how hard it is to find these things. Yeah, as of now, on the regular server, you just right click and you find one. So we're going to see how easy this is. We're about to jump. I'm glad that they, I think they almost sort of, with that jump animation, they really reduced it to the point that you don't even realize you're jumping. Let's see if this one does it too. That looks slick. That gate looks... Okay, this one's a little longer. Oh, wow! The system scanner, look at that. The system scanner already picked it up. That overlay is... I like that overlay. So, finding these belts aren't going to be that difficult. They made it sound like you're going to have to, like really scan these things down. And they were going to jump from... They made it sound like say for instance, how you have asteroid belt 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in belt 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. So you might go to if you have a place with a lot of belts, you'd have to know the location of the belt to be able to warp to it. So they made it sound like you'd have to scan it down, because if it was in belt 1 this time, it may be in belt 7 the next time. So you couldn't just bookmark it and go back. You'd have to scan it. So this is nice the way that they did it. I don't understand what the point was. You could have just made it right click, Now the block seems smaller. They definitely seem smaller. But I don't see the point in making them like an anomaly instead of, just a static belt. But yeah, this is not as bad as they made it seem. So I'm good for that. Currently, ice takes forever to to mine. Now, I just pulled a Mac. I did not even attempt to try to get the best bonuses because I wanted to see, on a very low level, how long it took to be able to mine ice in comparison to, what it is now. And I must say that the skill increase or the speed increase is lovely. I really like that. I'm really feeling that. It makes the whole process so much less tedious. 168.3 seconds I can deal with. And I'm assuming that if you have better skills, a better fitted ship, with the mods and the rigs, that you could probably get that down even more. I'm not sure though, but I'm assuming that you'd be able to get it down a little bit more. But what I'm curious about is uh, if these blocks deplete. Let's say at downtime, after downtime comes up, all of the belts are available to you. So you're in a corp that needs ice, is very efficient. You come in here with a fleet of 5, 6 people, and you suck on these rocks. How long do they last? How long does it take for a belt to deplete? And then is it similar? I hate to use this example, but remember in WoW with the pets, they would once you kill it, you'd have to know when it was killed to know when it would spawn. You knew when it was going to spawn, but you'd have to know when it was killed to come back to be able to narrow it down. Otherwise, you'd be camping there for hours. So I'm wondering if it's the same way with these blocks. If do you have an edge when you know when a block depletes, when it's going to come back? I think I'm going to grab a scanner real quick to see how big these blocks are. 1 second. Okay, let's see how big these blocks are so that we can talk a little bit more intelligently here. Ooh. Okay, it gave me 10 that was in my scan radius. And this is what? About 1,000? 1,100? Let's just say 1,100, because if you were to even average these out to about 100, there's 10 of them. But let's average it out to about 1,100, because some of them, like this 130 is kind of up there. Let's say there's 2,000 blocks in the whole belt. I'm just taking a random number. I'm in Denard. Yeah. Denard, Toll, they're popular belts. Toll more so than Denard. But on an average day in Denard, when I go there, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not like the biggest ice miner, so I could be wrong here. Maybe I just went on popular times, but there's 20, 30 people, usually some with Orca support. So I'd say approximately 2 hours for these belts to go down. Maybe 2.5. I don't see them lasting the whole 4, so that when it's time for it to respawn, it would just respawn. I think that mining corps are going to, and people who mine are going to have to find a good time for them and a good belt for them. The more popular areas, like blue ice is more popular than the other ices from what I can tell. So if you need blue ice or you want to sell blue ice, honestly, I'd start mining some now, stock up on it so that you can see how it's going to impact the market later on. no one is mining ice on SiSi, which you can see. I'm the only one here. So I can't see how quickly these belts go down and how they come back because there's not enough people. Even if I were to get my corp on here, it would take too long for one corp to do it. With the people who have ice mining skills who would be willing to do it in the corp. So this should give you an idea. If you're interested in ice mining, what's coming and what to prepare for. I have been using a skiff lately, and I'm feeling it so far. Particularly on big things. I actually am more focused because I have to pay more attention, and I kind of like that. So, anyway, ice changes coming to Odyssey. I will see you guys in the next one.